Okay, so here we are, Northside Wheelers. We're here with Sasha at Inform Tonelli, the cycling team, and we're now looking at the basic sports massage for the posterior leg, okay, and the thigh. So obviously being a cyclist, this is going to be a highly important area for Sash, and once upon a time he was a triathlete as well, so even more importantly, obviously bringing in the running and the swimming and so forth. But today we're going to be treating his legs as a cyclist. All right, and we're using the pre-max motion. Reason being is because we want as much slip as we can get, and the lotions tends to give us a lot more of that as opposed to the creams, probably a little bit more for that really specific type techniques. Topic of today obviously being the basics, so once again we're falling back into using our hands and not falling into the rabbit warren of using the thumbs. So it's all big broad, but what we're going to do here is we're going to isolate a little bit of the posterior thigh. So now what I'm going to do is what you'll see here is we're going to start down just behind the back of the knee, but not putting too much pressure through the back of the knee at that popliteal area. We're going to come up the mid part of the hamstring group itself and up and over the lower part of what we call the deep external rotators, or even that big glute max. Okay, so come along. So here we go up, come over into that gluteal, back down, vastus lat almost, back up the hamstring, glute, and that big vastus lateralis ITB area. Okay, so back and over, and you'll notice that my posture, bend my knee, my weight goes through my arms, so I'm not putting any pressure through any. I'm not using thumbs, I'm certainly not using any of my fingers, using the hands themselves. Now, I do 100% love to use a little bit of fists in this as well. So what I tend to do here is I'll bring the knee up into just a little bit of flexion here, and what I can do is actually come up and use a little bit of the fist as I work through the belly of that hamstring. So if we come over here, we're on that sort of biceps fem. If we come over to the medial, then we pick up a little bit more of that semitendinosus, okay? And then we can still come back and use the hands. Now, it's always tricky to try and get into the medial part of the hamstring, so I've got a really good technique for you here. Just drag the leg out a little bit, bring it up into a little bit of hip flexion here, knee flexion, sorry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to work that medial hamstring along with that loose fist, okay? Not a tight fist, but a loose fist through here, okay? And that'll give you plenty of access to that medial hamstring, okay? You can even come in, use the broad hand, no thumbs, okay? So forth. Really basic stuff, but it gives you good access to those medial hamstrings. All right, let's come down to the calf here. So we've got our gastro and soleus through down here. Once again, this is not a big muscle, so the beauty of this is, once again, we can basically use almost one hand, but what I tend to do, like I always do, just reinforcing with it. So we're picking up, coming over. So picking it up, and then coming over. Picking up, sliding over. And also as we're coming back, we can draw back in towards us. Okay, so picking up, back over, picking up, back over, up and over. Okay, now can't forget, you can also come in, both braced hands, work along that medial, meaning the inside and the outside, okay? So the top hand is focusing more on just squeezing along that medial, and the back hand is going to be working more along that lateral, okay? So like so, back down and up, all right? So what you tend to be getting there is almost like a milking and a pumping action almost. Down and up, down and up, okay? Then you can bring it all together, up, across, all the way up, back down, same again. So you incorporate the whole leg this time. And you can see, as I'm doing this stroke, all of the weight's going through my arms, okay? Because I'm bending at my knee and it's that weight transference. That's probably a big part of your basic massage skill there, is your weight transference. Make sure that you're using the big, broad, your hands, broad strokes. Don't get into the repetitive thumb work and focus on these larger muscles.
So, if you even remotely enjoyed some of that content, please do me a favour and hit the like button below, just so that I know that you did enjoy it. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any of the content that we put up on a regular basis, then the best way to do that is obviously just to hit the subscribe button. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. But most importantly, if you really want to see the true show, the real show, take the opportunity, hit the link below, stuarthinds.com. That's where we have all the comprehensive assessment, treatment of a whole range of conditions. That's where we have our online courses and obviously our mentoring and so forth, the webinars and our podcasts. So if you're even remotely interested in what we do, go and check it out. Appreciate it. But also, most importantly, again, just be awesome at what you do.